What is going on out there, peeps? Okay, so look, I do want to kind of address something because it's really important. There are a lot of rumors swirling around, as usual, regarding the dinar. All I want to do is just say, hey, be careful. You know better than to get yourselves all psyched up and hyped up over these rumors. Now, I heard them myself. I heard them by multiple people that something magical should happen this next week. It's okay to obviously hope that it happens this week, but I'm just letting you know, just be careful not to act like it's already happened, because if you start spending your money in your head before you actually get it, well, then you're going to be very disappointed. Okay? So, yeah, people keep asking me, have I heard? Have I heard? Yeah, I've heard all kinds of rumors. But again, we've done this. We've been down this road before. All right? Well, so let's just cross our fingers and hope something really exciting happens. But, again, I just want you guys to stay grounded when dealing with foreign currency investments, always. Especially when it comes to Iraqi Dinar. It's a low risk, high reward situation. But again, this has been going on for quite some time. And you have a lot of people that you got to be careful for. I'm talking about people who scam you, so just be careful with them. There's nothing wrong with grabbing some, throw it in the drawer, and waiting for the good day to happen, all right? And that's what we do. We try to monitor it, see if there's something out there that tells us that this is going to happen. And for the most part, on my channel anyways, I just take an educated approach to this particular investment without, again, with looking at it with a clear head and with clear eyes, okay? So there's some big steps taken. There's our girl right there without our mask, but they're socially distancing. Miss Blacksheart. So there she is, visiting with Al Academy, which is always a good sign for us. Anyways, nonetheless, this is Pimpy's Investment Chat. This is my Facebook group. And in here, it's the same name as YouTube channel. I mean, in here we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. All right? It's free to come and join us. Over here, we have the hidden things in front of your eyes. In here, we talk about NESARA, GESARA, as well as current events and things that people might consider to be, of course, conspiracy. In a meeting of the Kurdistan government, Barzani hopes with balance agreement with Baghdad after the holiday. Okay, so let's hope that they're going to get this ironed out. This is the one thing I think needs to be done quickly. So we're watching that. So the Kurdistan Regional Council of Ministries held today, Wednesday, its regular sessions headed by the Prime Minister Barzani and with participation of his deputy Talabani through a closed circuit television system. Video conferencing. So this article, I think that's not the one I'm thinking of. The regional government said that the statement received by the news that Barzani touched at the beginning of the meeting the positive atmosphere and understanding generated by the talks between the political parties in the Kurdistan region to end internal tensions, grades, and increase support for the Kurdistan regional government. So see, it not only is Iraq having internal political bickering, and so is Kurdistan, obviously. So I did like at one time they did mention that for the sake of the people, that they would have to pump the brakes on their political differences. This, just so you're aware, I told you I'll watch news from all these different countries because you really get a better idea about what's happening in our country and what other countries are saying about us here in the United States. But there seems to be this tug of war happening in governments around the world. And so it's really easy to make the assumption that, we're talking about deep state players versus people who want to free their people. Because that's what it seems like. Because over there and overseas, you're going to hear a lot in the news. It's the same thing. They're liberal media hacks. The deep state done a really great job taking over media around the world. So a lot of the things that you see Trump getting attacked for here, a lot of same type of political leaders, Trump-like political leaders, are getting attacked the same way for the same thing. They're racist. They got elected because of Putin. I kid you not. It's the same stories over there. They have Black Lives Matter and Antifa protesters overseas, so it's not just here. It's everywhere. But anyways, this is not happening in Kurdistan or Iraq, but I'm just saying, it's weird that there seems to be some internal strife just about everywhere. And no, this isn't like, oh, well, that's normally. No, this is different this time around. You could see the fighting is very, very deep, okay? before you used to have some political differences. You go out there, state your case, and go on. But now these people are personally attacking one another, which is very interesting for the most part. But anyway, so the Prime Minister indicated, according to his statement, the importance of the presence of the government ministry hosting sessions in the Kurdistan Parliament, and gave them, on behalf of the cabinet, his sincere thanks, given their information and clarification in response to inquiries from members of the Parliament, as well as the price of the President of Councils. The ministers coordinated and work in the spirit of one team in the 9th Ministerial Information of the Kurdistan Government. God, that's all one breath. Believe it or not, they wrote it as one sentence. So again, they're just talking about what they need to do as a government for all the same things. Just making sure that their security is good. People are getting paid. You know what I mean? Everybody's following along. Right here, so during the meeting, the Prime Minister highlighted the latest developments of talks between Kurdistan and the federal government and indicated that they're continuing in the territory governments of one, again, showing its willingness to fulfill its constitutional obligations. So that's, I think for the most part, Kurdistan is really just paying attention to what Al-Kadhimi is going to be doing, working with the United States. That was one of the things that were talked about. But nonetheless, it's pretty much, the news has been almost the same. We just keep looking for a little Easter eggs and letting us know. What I'm looking forward to is, when are they coming over here to meet with President Trump? So the central banks lends Al-Kadhimi's government 8 trillion dinar. Now's a good time to make a change right now with 8 trillion dinars. That would be really good. So the approval of the House of Representatives for local and external borrowing contributed to the securing of the salaries for the employees and the retirees during the current months, the committee reported. So, but here, they've done this before. They've already secured the salary. So I don't know why they keep saying in different articles that the salary has been secured. We know that it has. We also see all the time in different articles, for whatever reason, they can't seem to get their crap together to pay the employees. I don't know. If I worked over there, that must be pretty depressing for them. They're constantly struggling to get paid just to do their job. That's not exciting. So we need to get that definitely remedied. All right. Iraq and Canada signed a memorandum of cooperation for securities commissions. The Iraq Security Commission announced that it had signed a memorandum of cooperation with Iraq's Canadian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, with the aims of strengthening cooperations between the two institutions in the areas of technical support, training program, and informational exchange. In a statement, the news head of the commissions, Al-Sadi, this agreement works to facilitate joint cooperation between authorities of Iraq Canadian Chambers of Commerce and Industry to intensify work through training programs for Iraqi cadres on best practices in the field of financial markets, for developing financial markets. So what I like about this is, again, this is another, big step in my opinion, towards them, again, being ready to be accepted on an international level. Because right here, look at this. The commission completed its issuance of the report for the second semester of the year 2020 on the movements of trades and financial indicators in the Iraqi stock exchange, as trading in this chapter was greatly affected by the consequences of the Chrome pandemic. The Chrome pandemic. What the hell is the Chrome pandemic? And it is, which led to the reduced trading sessions. I think talk about the Rona, man. So, anyways, which reduced the amount of trading sessions, and despite the volume of trading in the chapter, it has exceeded 17 billion dinars for the regular and secondary markets, with a number of shares amounting to about 35 million shares, where telecommunications and banking led in trades. And I know because I watched that, and that's because I have bought stocks in the ISX, so you kind of watch it, and those are your big industries. But I think really what's happening is they're just trying to make sure they're prepared and prepping them to be on the international scene, which means I'm hoping to see them very soon start trading on the Forex. Again, that's getting their sovereignty, and once again, having their currency recognized internationally without the restrictions. So here it is. Al-Kadhimi and Blassart discuss 5 files. Excuse me. Prime Minister Al-Kadhimi received today, Wednesday, the Special Representatives of Secretary General of the United Nations in Iraq, Ms. Blackshart. During the meeting, they discussed cooperation between Iraq and the United Nations, supporting stability in the country, and they've also discussed early elections and the ongoing preparations for them at the date to be announced. We want some sovereignty recognition. That's what we want. Al-Kadhimi stressed the importance and the role of the United Nations in supporting the Independent Electoral Commission in the technical and training fields, pointing to the government's keenness that the elections be free and fair, adhere to the international standards, and meet the aspirations of the Iraqi people, and exceed all the mistakes that accompanied the previous elections. That's because they were rigged last time. So I'm curious to see how this comes out. In my opinion, you're going to know as soon as elections take place whether or not people think they're rigged. There should be a swift and immediate response. I'm expecting all hell to break loose if they feel like the election is being rigged, and all of a sudden you get more Iranian puppets in there. So we'll keep an eye on that. He noted that the government is determined to ensure logistic support for the early elections and provide technical supplies, a safe environment, and a special financial allocation for it, according to the statement from his office. So he also added that the peaceful demonstration were discussed during the meeting as a right guaranteed by the Iraqi constitution, as all constitutions should be as well. So I wish we would start announcing some dates that would definitely help us out a lot, get a general idea of what's going on and how much longer we got to wait. So we know Al-Kadhimi needs to come and talk to Trump. What I'm hoping we don't see happen is that all of a sudden, we are waiting for whoever the winner is of the election. I like to see Al-Kadhimi get over there, and then Trump announce the sovereignty of Iraq. I told you guys this before. Miss Blashart right here is a big part of that. So as long as she's there visiting, the more she's visiting, the more comfortable I feel about her visits, the more I feel like things are getting accomplished and we're headed in the right direction. So once again, I just want to remind you guys to be careful. I heard the rumors. Yeah, I hear all the rumors, but I can only show you guys or talk about what I could prove. Okay, and that thing right now, I know what you're talking about, but I can't prove that. It's just hearsay right now, okay? So let's keep an eye on it. There's nothing wrong with being optimistic, but just be careful. Okay. All right, you guys. So that's the news from now. Again, we're just waiting for some announcements. I'm hoping very, very soon would be nice. For the most part. But nonetheless, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please do so. Because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.